Davis, and I am the incoming instructional coach on this campus. So I just want to talk a little bit about that document that our students love so much. It's called the syllabus. How many of you spend at least some amount of time on the first day going over the syllabus? Why do you do that? Who told you to do that?
Program chair.
Department chair.
Really?
What kind of gives an overview of the class?
Does it?
Rules.
Kind of. You might have a better syllabus than I do.
It's pretty deep.
So I'm a philosopher, so I have to ask questions. I am going to offer just a few sort of things to think about, and then I'm going to show you examples, two very short examples of different syllabi. Okay, so how many pages long is your syllabus? 30, 70, 98. Yeah, so here's the thing. So I always tell my students that a syllabus is similar in many ways to employee handbooks that they will encounter in their professional life. So, like an employee handbook, the syllabus is longer than it needs to be, it's repetitive, it's boring, and it's a legally binding document that is really, really important. So, one of the things that I want them to do is actually practice some professionalism skills and learn how the syllabus is a tool that they need to use. That's why I don't go over it in my classes on the first day. I make them go over it on their own time, and then they have to pass a quiz on D2L before any of the content appears. And so, what I'm teaching them, the other thing is in my face-to-face classes, this doesn't work in online as much, but in my face-to-face classes for the first week, I actually wear a button that says, it's in the syllabus. If a student asks me a question that's covered in the syllabus, I say, look on page 5 of the syllabus. But here's the other thing about a syllabus, is that it can be used as a tool to create a particular type of environment in your class. In addition to offering all of that legal information, all of the information required by the state, by the college, and then by me as an instructor, the syllabus can also set the tone. We can make our syllabi more exciting than employee handbooks. Actually, we could probably make our employee handbooks more exciting too, but that's not my job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass out a couple of examples. I'm going to so I have 20 copies, which means that you need to make friends with a person with a copy. And so in groups of 3 or 4, and what you're going to get is you're going to get just 2 sort of excerpts, one on each side of the page. Does that make sense? So 2 just brief examples of different approaches to syllabi. All right, I'm going to pass these out. Sure. Thank you. Yes. Yes. So find a person with a copy. She has more.
It helps break that.
Yes, this involves moving around the room and making new friends.
You can come join us.
There's a couple more copies over
Actually,
here.
I'll have you.
There you go.
Yeah. There's probably some. Come on over.
Well, there's two different ways, there's two different syllabi things. So just what you Can you read it? Not really? This is the only thing that's a little bit of this. And this. Maybe this person has to and then the others on TWL. I thought we had to have they all the same boring.
Yeah, but there must be a syllabus.
Okay, let's bring it back together. So there are two classes here. One of them is Philosophy 112, which is ethics, and the other one is Philosophy 114, which is comparative religion. Which class do you want to take?
It says you're the bomb, so it should be both.
Y'all have a biased opinion. Y'all want to learn everything about everything, which is great. So what elements of these syllabi do you find inviting or interesting or intriguing, and what elements of the syllaba of these examples do you find sort of off-putting or uninteresting?
The Wordle. I like the Wordle.
You like the Wordle? What do you like about it?
It summarizes, my perception is it summarizes the entire class in one graphic, and I can tell what we're going to cover and what the important pieces are.
Yeah, without a whole bunch of sentences.
Without having to work hard.
Right, at a glance. Yeah.
I was going to say that some of the other comments were on that particular syllabus gave us a more confident feeling that we had an idea of what the class was about, whereas the other one we were still really questioning and anxious for some anxiety about whether or not this was a class.
Right, so one of them is sort of inviting because it gives you an overview of what the class is. It sets certain expectations, like these are going to be the topics covered. The other one, you still have a lot of anxiety because you're not sure what the class is about. Okay, what else?
One looks easier than the other.
One looks easier than the other.
I like the language for ethics.
You like the language? What about the language do you like?
The drop dead days.
Oh yeah, the drop dead date.
And the little signs, the intolerance will not be tolerated. I like
So the
that.
graphics.
And the ally, yeah.
Yeah, and so graphics. Say what? It has more attitude. Yeah.
I just like how you broke it up into the text box with the graphics. It's not so text dense as the template.
Right.
And when I need to go get that information, I will go to that syllabus. But this gives me, for either one of these classes, I think it gives me good information.
And so breaking things up. So the other thing to keep in mind is that we have the ADA requirements for all of our documents, which I think is great. But here's the thing, the ADA requirements don't prohibit you from using color. You have to be very careful about how you format text boxes, but you can do a very colorful, graphic-heavy syllabus and still be within the ADA guidelines. And so the template that we're given is ADA compliant, which is great, but that doesn't mean that you can't fiddle with it. And so you can absolutely change it and make it more interesting and exciting. The other thing is there's absolutely no reason that you can't let your personality show in your syllabus. And so I like to give students a window into my personality so that they can choose whether or not they want to stay in the class. But ultimately, there's no reason that your syllabus can't, in addition to being colorful, that it can't be funny, that it can't be edgy, that it can't be, you know, sort of not as serious as, you know, it's a legally binding document, but it can still be fun and kind of playful. The last tip I'll leave you with is that
She didn't read the syllabus.
she didn't read the syllabus. So the last tip I'll leave you with is that while in online classes you do need to have a document that is your complete syllabus, that's 35 pages long or however long it is at this point, the other thing that I have done, and this is completely fine according to college policy, is that you can break your syllabus up into multiple documents. So here are the three that I use. College policies. All of that language from the state about like the GT and blah, 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 about the class and the links and all of that, that goes in one document. And then in D2L, I put a description under each document. So I call it syllabus, college policies, short, brief description of what you'll find in that document. The next one is syllabus course policies. That's all of the like, my policies on late work and how the grades break down and all of the information about the different assignments. That goes in that. And then the last one is syllabus, assignments and due dates. And so they're in 3 documents. Each one is loaded with a short description so that students can click on the exact one and not have to scroll through 35 pages to find the information that they need. So those are my tips. Thank you.